What are some of the challenges that you think most young Americans and young folks are facing right now?
Yes. In terms of challenges, I think, at least like our age, it's this like, the whole idea of like, we want our lives together right now. Recognizing that like, that's just not happening, especially in our generation. And like, we have all of these standards of what that looks like. And looking at my friends group and like where I am, buying a house, being financially stable, wanting to like live lavishly the way social media shows us we should be living because we're working ridiculously hard. But then also wanting to like save and like be set up for the future and bring out the balance of that without like just letting the thoughts of that bog you down. Like, cause I get caught up in just that where I'm like, I really want to book these 4 vacations, but like, I have all this extra money and I could put that away because what if this happens? And people do need to plan for rainy days. Just figuring out that balance. What's the best way to do it? What's the most stressless way to do it? And like what the good information is. Because, and speaking of social media, there's everyone always is like, nowadays everyone's an expert on everything. So I think that is like, in terms of finances, the biggest struggle. Wanting to live and wanting to be responsible and feeling like you can't do both at the same time.
How would you react to this statement? Like, when I tell you that 2 out of 3 adults don't have $1,000 in savings? I'm
totally not surprised. I'm absolutely not surprised. Because I think about like, just people I know who are like, hey, I need to do this real quick. Can you send me $40? And I'm like, you're hitting me on an emergency basis for $40? And like, so what happens if you blow your tire today? Like, that's not $40. That's a lot more. Or like, accidents. And like, I'm totally not surprised by that statement. And it is also terrifying. Like, terrifying. But facts.
And there's, like you mentioned it earlier, there's a lot of different places to get information from, and sometimes it almost feels like information overload.
Right. Yep. Because you're trying to do it all at one time. And so like something we were speaking about, that no spend challenge, where it's like, cool, I'm going to save all this money, I'm not going to do anything. But like, that doesn't teach you like when you are spending how to spend responsibly, because you're not going to no spend your whole life. So like, cool, I'm not going to spend for a month, but then next month when I do start to spend, how do I do that smart to not blow through all the money I just saved? And I've sat in our workshops and like that alone has been life-changing.
Describe what that presentation's like. Yes. Like, how would you describe that for someone who hasn't seen Dimitry before?
It's totally different from like anything you're gonna think of when you think of finances. Like, you're always, at least for me, I think of like an older person talking in a monotone voice, like, this is your savings, this is your investment, this is what you should open. Like, and it's just boring. And it's like, okay, you can also just give me that on a worksheet and I can read it. But I think in terms of your presentation, one, they're catered to the audience, which I love. It's amazing in terms of the knowledge. It's given in a way that's accessible to anybody in the room, from the freshmen in high school to those of us who are looking at property. Energy crazy. You exude passion when you talk. Like, you love what you do, and I don't even think you could hide it if you wanted to when you were presenting. And just like genuine, like you're genuinely you when you do it, and I think that's dope. Where I'm like, yeah, he might drop a J lyric in the middle of the presentation, but it's cool because it doesn't feel forced, and it's just like dope knowledge. Like, I leave, like, even though I've seen you several times, I still leave with something new every time. Where I'm like, oh, that was, yeah, didn't think about that one last time. And I think the more people who can get it, like, all those stresses, they just alleviate. Get the information and realize that it doesn't have to be as stressful as it's always been. It does not have to be the thing that keeps you up at night. It doesn't have to be the thing that you're constantly thinking about. You can have fun. You can do dope things and still pay them bills. Asking someone for help isn't like a failure in any way. It's like, nah, I have all of this and I know there's someone who knows how to do this better than me. Same with like, if you're sick, you're going to a doctor, or if your car needs a window change, you're not doing it yourself. Like, I am great with numbers. I love math. I don't know the smartest things with finance, so I'm not trying that. I'm not doing it on my own. And if you don't even feel like you need help, like, why not get better information? When you know better, you do better. You can be doing things great, you can do them phenomenal. You can be doing things horrible, let's do them good. Like, there's always room for improvement, and it doesn't hurt to get the information.